and welcome back to Palia. We are in the ancient library where I'm gonna read some books. Let's see. I think I'm just gonna start here and see if we can find any books to read. I'm gonna read about the ancient. Find the secret of the ancient masks. Oh, great. I hate him, Alba. I hate him. I hate him so much. He's ruined us all with his thirst for that stupid power. He's a sorry excuse for a king. I just wish there was something I could do about it. Glaucia? Glaucia? Okay. I guess the king of this place, maybe an ancient king from the human time, is the reason we are no longer that we went extinct. Maybe. I just wanted to go and see on the backside. Oh. And all of that. Okay, if you're reading this note, it means either I'm getting supplies or getting supplies or didn't make it. You're probably also wondering why all the red tape just to get into the old university. Well, you probably also wonder why all the red tape just to getting into the old university library. Well, my friends and I needed a place we could be safe from those things outside. We didn't know a lot about the shadow creatures, but figured they'd be pretty bad to solving riddles. So we decided to use everything we learned from our rune crafting class and to try locking the door so that humans could find us. But other things couldn't. Hopefully it wasn't overkill. But the fact that you are here means at least some people were able to get in with the keys we left around campus. Hope to see you soon. If not, I hope this place is safer for you than it was for us. Okay, black shadow creature. Something happened. And they had to hide in this library. So this is a part of a school? Okay. Okay. I didn't expect that, but okay. Okay, it was nothing about... But there was a long book in the last episode. Oh, that's the book. That's the thing. Once upon a time when the Kitsu and the Moon is a 14... This is a long story, so get some snacks and drinks because this can take a while. Once upon a time, when only grand ingots hung in the sky, there lived deep in a quiet forest a small kitsu. That's a Chinese fox god thing, I believe, or Japanese. East Asian. So, yeah, I was wondering if this game was inspired by East Asian culture. I guess this is confirming that. Like all kids do, she loved shiny things. And so one midsummer evening, as she tracked a shimmery fly in the air with her eyes, she lifted upon the sky and then caught the sight of the moon. Oh my, how bright, how beautiful, she exclaimed to no one in particular. Her eyes sparkled in the moonlight as she contemplated how to collect a piece of ingots for herself. She scrambled through the forest until she found the tallest tree. Scrambling past startled Muhini as she climbed and climbed and climbed. As she reached the top, she saw that the forest she had thought her spacious home was just a small patch of trees in a much larger landscape. As she looked up hopefully at the moon with her ears perked up, she realized it seemed just as far as it had when she had been on the ground. The tips of her ears dropped just a little, but she dropped her gaze for the sky. She saw a cliff off in the distance, taller than the tree on which she perished. Perished? I can't pronounce words, sorry. And so off she went, scampering down the tree and over toward a cliff in the distance. As she got closer and closer, she realized just how big a task she had ahead of her. The cliff rose higher and higher, until at last she was at its base, looking up at the incline that seemed to reach all the way to the very same moon she wanted to catch. The kitsuru puffed up her chest and started on her climb. Onward and onward she ran. Upward and upward she climbed. And yet further and further the moon seemed to be. As she got close to the edge of the cliff, the kitsuru flopped down in exhaustion and bewilderment, for she was no closer to the moon than she was a cliff height away. Drained of all her energy, the kitsuru slept for a while. When she woke from her well-earned slumber, it was light out, and the moon, while still beautiful, was not the only light illuminating the landscape. And there was so much to see. The little kitsuru had not realized how vast the world was, how much there was in it. As she scurried along the cliffside, the mossy side she had climbed gave way to a darker, sharper edge. She slowed to a careful crawl, and peering over the edge, she saw the cliffs here and ended up plunging into a soft bed of sand, punctuated by the occasional rock formations. Ever soon, one of the formations burst forth with a geyser shooting into the sky, and she watched on erupt her realized that she was looking up at the top of it. Gasping in delight, she took a deep breath, puffing up her chest once more, and waited for the geyser to drop below her. Before she could change her mind, her gathered up all of her tiny courage and flung herself over the edge as the geyser erupted once again. As the kitsuru was launched into the air, she had a moment of vertigo as she flipped and flipped head over tail over head, with a splash of sideways. Almost overwhelmed by the dizziness, she sandaled her inner silver wing and spread her limbs taut so her thick fur could stretch out and catch the air, letting her gently hover above the peak of the geyser. Up and down and up again she bubbled as she looked around in bubbling excitement that quickly fizzled as the novelty wore off. She was higher and higher than she'd ever been before, but the moon looked no closer than it had on the cliff or in the tree. She was closer to an expansive body of water that she had never ever even seen before than the moon she had been admiring this whole time. The ocean glanced all over as it undulated the wind so vast she couldn't see it in its entirety, and while she had to admit that it was beautiful, her heart was still set on the moon, and it seemed impossibly far. In fact, it was hard to keep her beloved moon in sight as she bubbled up and down, up and down. She couldn't stay here forever. As relaxing as it was, she was still stretched taut as she contemplated her next move. She saw a mountain whose peaks disappeared into the clouds. Surely it was where she would be able to meet the moon? So she pondered and plotted, and the next time the geyser shot her into the air, she aimed herself at the mountain, stretching her paws so far as she would go, and then stretched just a bit farther than that, and glided as best she could towards the nearest geyser. And she made her way, geyser to geyser, shooting up, sailing through the air, bit by bit towards the mountain off in the distance. Eventually she found herself landing amongst the trees growing from the base of the mountain. Puffing up her chest one last time, the fur on her chest rippled with energy. She began to climb once more. She scampered across the ground. She curved up trees. She climbed small cliffs. She glided through the air until one day, as the sun was setting, she broke through the last of the trees and found nothing else above her. As the last of the wash of pinks and orange fade from the sky, and the moon brightens above her, she knew she had made it. She had reached the top. Her ears twitched as she looked up triumphantly to greet the moon, and yet it was just as far as it was before. The mountain, the geyser, the cliff, the tree. It looked the same as when she was first laying eyes on it. She looked around desperately for something, somewhere even higher than where she was now, but there was nothing to be found. It was nowhere higher than she could explore. The kids deflated in defeat. Crestfallen, she returned home to the forest, her head hanging low, ears dropping heavily, tail dragging on the moss. Night after day after night, she aimlessly wandered around and around, until one night when she stumbled into a small clearing. Startled, she looked up and saw the moon, as distant as ever. In despair, she collapsed in a puddle of fur on the ground and began to cry. She begged for someone, for anyone, to help her to reach the moon. Help her reach the moon. I have climbed the tallest tree, she explained. I have scaled the tallest cliff, she shouted. I have ridden the tallest geyser, she wailed. I have conquered the tallest mountain, she howled. And I just want to be friends, she whimpered exhausted. She rested her weary head on her paws and let her tears form tiny rivers down her face, across her toes into the ground, where they began to form a pool. Her pleas echoed far and wide, eventually reaching the three ancients. The phoenix approached, preoccupied with saving her noisy, wayward people did not hear her appeals. The chimera, his far and quite salted broken, turned into face away from the creaking noise, watching instead of technical marvels his inventive and clever people had been to develop. But the dragon, still in his youth, without his own people, could remember what it was like to yearn as its own nebulous yearning was brought into being not so many years ago. But that is another story for another day. Yeah, I hope I have to read that story too, and that's just 14 pages. And so the dragon took pity on the poor Kitsu, gathering the dust of the stars and shaping a small humble moon into this into his claws, carefully balancing in the sky above the pool that had formed from her tears. And as the pool grew large enough that the Kitsu's paws would dip in it, her tears began to tinkle as they fell directly into the water. Startled by the sound, the Kitsu looked up, and lo and behold, she saw the reflection of Luna shining back at her. "Why, hello!" she exclaimed happily, curling the edge of a pool around and around while the moon stayed centered and full, beaming back to her in delight. The dragon spoke then. Its voice was deep and rumbles that she could feel throughout all her fur, and whispered, "Your new companion," it extends, "will wander just as you wandered, but will always return just as you have returned. You are no longer alone." And as it watched the Kitsu settle down into a happy, peaceful slumber, lit by the two moons, it began to contemplate its own loneliness. But also, that is yet another story for another day. Oh, it's a really nice story. Very sweet. The dragon helped the little fox to get the friend. The fox just wanted a friend, but the fox didn't understand that the moon is not the real thing. So the dragon helped her and helped the little friend. Are there any more? No? Okay, I guess there are no more in here. No. I guess I have to go here. If this was Zelda, I would have broken that thing, but this is not Zelda. Oh, wait, I have to see. Okay, this is locked up, but here we go. Is there anything here? Ooh, there's a book. Ancient Playbill. The Upper Valley Players presents Satrio's classic opera, The Kitsu's First Song. Lyrander as the Kitsu, the Jex Marmot as the Red Raven, Sapphire as the Rock Lizard, Ural Vanko as the Prime Throat, Sakbatskson as the Ant, and introducing Tyra well as Leonet's foot. Okay. I guess the masks are theater masks or opera masks, like they have in the play. I guess they had a ooh, there's another book. Raven and the Silver Shoes. Once upon a time. Oh, it's for. Do I need to calibrate my? Okay. I guess there's another. Thankfully, it's a shorter book. Once upon a time, there was a bright little girl named Reina. Reina loved to dance and dream of one day dancing among the stars, but sadly the stars were too far away and Reina was too little. She asked her mother, the village shoemaker, "Mother, how can I dance with the stars? They are far away and I am far too little." Mother told Reina, "To dance among the stars you must make the right shoes." "But how could I make such shoes?" "You must make them with flow," her mother replied with a smile. "Oh, flow! That's the forbidden energy." "So flow?" "Yeah, they were using it as fuel." Unfortunately, the moons were jealous of Reina. "Look at that girl dancing. If all the people watch that girl dance all night, they will never look at me again," said Ingus. So the jealous moon took the girl's silver shoe, and she fell and fell until she wound up where she is today as a cluster of constantly dancing star. Okay. Yeah, but I figured out the star thing, mask thing. But I want to see if there's something on the top of here. No, it's just... No, it's just the core thing. Okay. So the masks. Okay, where... Excuse me? Gina, where are you? Are you outside? Probably outside. So the masks are theater masks. Like in ancient... It's probably like in ancient Greek where they were having play about the gods in ancient mythology. No, Greek mythology. Kind of the same thing. Oh, it's dark outside. I guess that's the thing. Mysterious tower. I don't think I'm gonna go there yet. Ooh. Don't think I'm gonna go there yet. I'm gonna go to Gina and talk to her. But that's kind of cool. I think they... I have a feel... I think that they might have taken inspiration... Well, they did, I think they did the same thing in ancient Asia too. It's all... I guess many ancient civilization had plays or theater or operas, shows based on their religion or faith. Actually, during my confirmation, because I'm technically Lutheran Christian, we actually, instead of reading the Bible, we had a play. We had two plays. We had a play about the Christmas story, about Jesus' birth, and also about Easter. Okay, Gina, I have...
Every new day is another chance for
What
a
is it?
great discovery.
I found this in the library. Gosh, this site is so big. I'm so glad you've taken the interest of these documents too. There's no way I could get through them all alone. So what does it say? Read Gina's the scroll. Evidence suggests humans had royalties similar to Mayari, but we know very little about individual rulers. This guy sounds like he really messed up. We're going to need more documents to corroborate this data. You found it though, so you have the first steps to research. Sounds like an adventure. What do I get for it? Maybe I uncover the terrible ancient secret. Sounds like an adventure. Oh, good! It'll all be fun, I promise. Alright, where should we start? Probably a place with human architecture. Obviously, there's the Temple of the Waves. Why not just try a few sites in... Why not also try a few sites in Bahar Bay? Maybe people who live around there would know more. I got something to tell you about the masks. Oh, so your house must have been built on a theater, not a real ritual site? Yes. I guess I gotta let care of the way subscribing to deep cynic into everything I found. Yes, but the theater probably obeys. I guess the theater, the plays, the opera and play, the theater, and the play they play are probably based on ancient myth, like the Greek mythology. My father always said it wouldn't be easy to misinterpret it. Said it can be easy to misinterpret a portrait when it... Wait, I didn't finish reading it. Oh. Can you...
here to distract me from that breakdown.
Okay, I have to read faster before the natural side. I guess a little blah blah blah. Okay. My father said it would be easy to misinterpret a portrait when you're so close to the canvas. You can't see anything but the brush strokes. I guess sometimes a mask is just a mask and not the key to unlock new understanding about humanity.
Chats are so enlightening.
Yeah. Well. Okay, what's the next thing to the quest thing? Wait. I'm going to do it. Ancient group. Let's see. Find the first scroll. Been to find an. Attempt to find the other curves in between Glock and Alba. Gina thinks it may be one in the Temple of the Waves. She also asks around to see people who live in. We might find no more. Yeah. But I think I'm going to go home. And check my stuff and check stuff because I got mail. What? I didn't get mail? Oh, I did get mail. Oh, dear Dara, actually, there, Yara. I know that you started making all those adorable furniture. It looks like you're going to need a bigger house. Why not extra room for? Thank you, Tish. That's amazing. Thank you. There, I wanted. One days like today, I just sit outside and watch the crowd pass by. I thought you might want to do the same, so I sent you the blueprint for your very own front porch. Nice! There though, one of my favorite things to do in the home is snuggle up by the fire but with a good book. You might have go to see Clara about the good book part, but I got you covered for the fireplace. Oh, so nice. Hey pal, things are heating up on the underground, and by that I mean we got a big pots of soup filling up the place. Don't ask me why, how and why, but if you want to drop by for some hot pots, then Marcus the place to be. You know how to get there. Maybe you don't. You're an inspiring sort of human, so you should figure it out. Okay. I got some stuff. I have to move my stuff. Oh, no. Just move. There we go. Not the one, no. I just have to arrange stuff. See, I'm just gonna put things there. Put my there. There we go. Gonna put one there. Just gonna move my tent thing. I'm gonna move you there. Nice. Two there. Just have to arrange stuff. It's there. Yes. I think that will be do. Okay, I need a lot of stuff to upgrade my Okay, I need a lot of stuff. Let's see. Okay, I can start building. I think I'm gonna look into the building the house in the next episode because the time is up, so I have to end this video here. If you like what you saw, please give me a like and a comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to get notified for whenever I post. I hope you had a lovely day and see you in the next one. Bye bye.